Well, this is Daryl Martin from ApexInvesting.com, and I'm wanting to show you how to get like months of experience in just a couple hours' time. Or if you want to test out different markets, different bar sizes, and you want to get all the OP data and gather it together and look at it and see, hey, does it work on this market? Does it work on this bar size? I know a lot of you are curious about that. A lot of you are like, I just don't have the time to spend weeks and weeks and months studying to get this down. And it really doesn't take that long, but you want some time to go through and look at charts and get it down. So, how about if you could literally get like 2 months experience in just like an hour or two? How's that sound? So, well, that's what I'm going to show you how to do. And so I've set up this section here in the setting up NinjaTrader area, and we now have a section 7, and it's how to get months of experience in a couple hours. And that's, of course, the video you're watching right now. And there is a batch download file here. And what I want you to do is I want you to click on this file, and it'll go through and it will let you, it'll open it up. I want you to hit Control S to save it. And then say, download it anyway. Be brave. Okay, now it is a big file, like pretty decent size. So it is going to take a long time to download, okay? And if you don't want to go through this process, it's okay, because I'm going to also show you a way that you can get the data automatically inside Ninja. So here's the problem. While that's going, I'm going to show you. Here's the problem inside Ninja. And Ninja, especially if you don't have the batch replay downloader, I'm going to show you here later, it shows download replay data. And if you click on that, it'll let you download one day at a time, one instrument at a time, which isn't really all that useful, okay? So right here, I'm giving you like the last I'm giving you a couple months of data to test with, okay? So you can actually, once you download all this data, I'll show you where to drop it, okay? And then you can basically test like October, through pretty close to the end of November, okay? Like October 7th to like November 26th, 27th. So it's a few hundred megabytes. So like I said, it's a big download file. But this only lets you download one a day at a time. Not real useful. After we drop this file down, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to actually download all the data you want on any instruments you want, if you want to do that. Okay. So this is a free way. I'm teaching you the free way. I know a lot of y'all like free way to get a lot of data really quick, to get a lot of experience really fast. Okay. So I'm going to pause this while it's downloading. You can pause it while it's downloading, and then we'll come back when it's done downloading. Okay, so that took a while. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click this and say show in folder. And we're going to right click on it, and we're going to copy it. We're going to go to Documents, NinjaTrader 7, DB for database, and then into data. And then as you can see, I've already done it here, but we're going to go ahead and say paste. Usually it'll paste itself to the bottom. And I'll get rid of this data so it'll be like what you see. Okay, let's delete that one. Now we're going to go in and we're going to say extract all. It'll extract it into a folder. So it takes it a second there, or a few seconds. Okay. Now we're going to take all this data and copy it. Control A, I hit select. I clicked a folder, and then I hit Control A to select everything. Then I'm going to hit Control C. Go back to data. And Control V to paste it all in. And then I'll go down And I'm going to delete out these two folders, the zip folder and the one that contained everything, because I don't need them anymore. Okay. And now I've downloaded all of the data that I need instantly without having to go through a whole bunch of extra steps. And then I'm going to go over here to NinjaTrader. I'm going to close it down. Say yes to all. And I'm going to open up my toolkit. Once I open up my toolkit, I'm going to go to Tools. Yours may look a little different, but that's okay. Click Clear All Historical Data. It'll say everything's been cleared. And then I'm just going to close it on down. I'm going to open up my NinjaTrader. Feel free to pause, rewind if you need to. And then once my NinjaTrader opens up, I'm going to make a new workspace. Once everything's all done confirming. There we go. File. Workspace. New workspace. And then I'm going to do File. New. Chart. And then I'm going to go down. I'm going to select, I mainly have one, but select NQ 1219 if you're using the batch download, okay? So double click that. I'm going to make sure I have Apex Diagnostic Bars selected from the drop down menu. So make sure you choose Apex Diagnostic Bars, 10 ticks. That's something a little different. I want you to choose 125 days for this purpose, okay? And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to choose the, whatever, you can go through all the ones you got, but I'm going to choose the sniper setups. And then I'm going to click OK. It's going to open up as a blank chart. And once it's done opening, I'm going to go ahead and save this workspace. File, Workspace, Save Workspace As, and I'm going to call it Apex Sniper Replay, and I'll call this one NQ. Okay. So I'm going to click OK on that. And now I'm going to connect the data. And that's going to take a minute to download because we're downloading 125 days of data. So once the connection happens, which takes, a few seconds, then we'll start seeing downloading happening here. So now we see it downloading. So I'm going to pause this video. You can pause it as well if you want to. And I'll come back when it's done downloading. Okay, once that's loaded up, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from my data connection. I'm going to reconnect to the market replay connection. That'll take just a minute. And then I'm going to choose. Actually, I can right click and get really detailed and say go to. And for this, I'd recommend you don't go any later than 10 or any earlier than 10:07:19 at 9:30 in the morning. There we go. And then I'm going to click OK. I know I have more data than that. If that gives you an issue, you may actually just want to choose 10:07, and then once it loads, then we can go to like 10:07 at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, so I'm letting that load up now. So I'll probably just choose 10/7/2019, and then now we'll right click and we'll say go to, and we'll edit the time. 9:30. So if you had a crash there or anything, just go back and restart, but just do 10:07, okay? And then click OK. Then it'll jump you forward to 9:30. and then just hit play and let it start doing its thing. So it'll start going there, and you can actually, it's pretty cool. You'll start seeing it draw order prints. So we can look for like an Xbox, a trapped Xbox setup or something of that sort. And so like we saw one right there, trapped Xbox, went 10 ticks, profitable, had divergence on it, had double divergence, had OD and had DR on it. You can play it and you can actually get this experience. You can have it go real time. You can place orders if you want to in here, just like you can with, Chart Trader. You can do all that stuff. You can use your your ATM settings if you set up your 1020 on there. If you want it to just test a market, then you could set it to go at 500 speed, and it'll still take a while. Like it could still take literally like an hour or two to get all the way through, like say a couple months of data. But you can let it go through and it'll draw all the OP, and you can go through and go, okay, well that Xbox worked, that Xbox worked, that Xbox worked, that one didn't work, but it was in a trend and there wasn't divergence, so I didn't take it. That one did have divergence. That was an Xbox. I did take it. It goes really fast. But let's say you do that and you load up and you get a bunch of data up. Then what you can do is scroll back a little bit. And you can literally just go like one bar at a time and make your decisions from there. Like triple dipper setup. Nope. Waiting on a setup. That's a continuation of a trend. We got an Xbox setup. Profitable. There's one. We don't have divergence, so we don't take that one. Would have worked, but we didn't take it because we're following our rules of being disciplined. Xbox setup, just choppy, whatever. So, and you can go through and see how many would have worked, how many wouldn't have worked. So there's another Xbox setup. That one did happen to work, but again, against the trend. So, and you can test this out. You can work on your DR skills. You can work on finding your divergence skills. Okay. And I can go as fast as I want or as slow as I want. And again, I can make it replay all I want. And I can say replay all the way to the very end at 500 speed, and it'll just start going. And just drawing everything for me so I can go back and test it. So again, this is a way you can go through and you can get, a couple months experience in literally just an hour or two. Just scrolling through day by day. You can go through and, I'd pay attention to the times that you actually trade. So, that's a really helpful tip there. If you're not going to be trading from 9:30 to 11, don't be looking at 9:30 to 11, no matter how great it is. If you're trading from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., then be looking at 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. if that's when you're going to be trading. And this will build everything up for you and allow you to test, not only to get the experience on mastering Sniper Setup 2, which is what you should be focusing on right now, but also Sniper Setup 1, 3, 4, 5, and of course, those of you who are wanting to dive into other markets, this will be the absolute easiest way to go back and collect the data to find out if that is a good market and if that's a good bar size, because you may decide to try, 8 ticks or 12 ticks or 16 ticks or, whatever, or even 6 ticks. So, and you get all your indicators, everything plotting on, even your walls are there, like it's all there. So, really helpful thing to use. By the way, it'll stop almost seemingly right there on a weekend and then jump over to the next day. That's what you just saw when it paused. And so now it's like on a Sunday night at 6 o'clock opening up and then going, and then you'll see it, continue on. So hopefully you've learned a lot from this. I'm going to show you another way to not only get that little 2-month batch that I have you download, but I want to show you another way in this next segment of how to get data on other markets for free, and how to get as much data as you want on as many markets as you want if you want to buy a license for it. I don't own the product. I don't get anything on it. And a programmer that used to work for Apex made it. And so I just send business his way and to help him out. And it's an amazing product. But again, there is a free version where you can test any market you want to. And so we'll cover that in the next segment here. Okay? So hopefully y'all are seeing the value here and getting pretty excited. Holidays, weekends, maybe you don't feel like you don't have time to dive into this. That's what Market Replay is for. It lets you go in and you can get that experience going through the charts. You get that experience placing trades if you want to. You can go in faster speed than real time, and you can evaluate stuff. But you can really just get up to speed really quick. You don't feel like, man, I only have a couple days before, you know, my trial's over. I feel like I don't have time. Well, yeah, you do have time. So, because you have market replay, and that puts time on your side. So, all right, this is Daryl Martin from Apex. Let's check out the market replay function, the batch download replay, here in the next section. Okay, so in this section, I want to show you how to get your own data, where you can get as much data as you want and test all the markets you want, all the tick sizes you want. Okay? So to do this, you're going to have to get a thing called market replay, and you're going to need to use our link. You can hop on their public link, but you'll notice there is no way to buy it. Okay, now you can get the free version, and you can download about 5 days of data, like once or twice a week on one instrument. Okay? But if you use our link, and this is a program that I know he actually used to work for Apex. So, and he made it to where there was actually a buyable version for Apex members. And so, if you check the link below this video, it's basically marketweplaynet.redirect.php ? ID = AII for Apex Investing Institute. You click that, and you'll notice that it actually will have the ability to purchase it. So if you click on order now, you'll get a whole different thing. Now you can see the professional pack, the 2 license pack, things like that. What's the difference? Well, you have unlimited data that you can go in and download. You can obviously do all the same stuff as we did before. You also get level 2 data. You can do continuous contracts, which can be convenient. You get customer service from him, and you don't have any advertisements. The big thing is you don't have this very small limited amount of data, and that's what free really doesn't totally tell you, is you only have like 5 days of data. But with that, let's go ahead and download the free version. And you don't have to buy it, okay? I'm not trying to sell it to you. I'm just saying if you want to test multiple markets, if you want to go download more recent data, then you can do this. Of course, obviously, you can use the file underneath this video just to download the big file that I have that has a couple months of data on it. And you click download. And then once you've downloaded it, you're going to go over to Ninja. You're going to go to File. You're going to go over here to Utilities. You're going to say Import. Yes. Then we're going to go to the downloaded file. We're going to down the Market Replay folder that we just downloaded. We're going to close Ninja. And now we're going to reopen NinjaTrader. Let's see now that we don't really need the site. But again, you can come back to our link at any time to buy it. So be aware of that. So open Ninja up. And then now you'll see a big difference. What's going to happen here, let that all check in first. Once everything's checked in, then we can go to File. We can go over here to Utilities. And before you only had download replay data, which went 1 day at a time, 1 instrument at a time. You can do it all you want, but you're going to be sitting there for like 90 days to download 90 days. Okay? So we can go to Batch Download Replay Data. And I can go in here, and like I said, if you only have the free version, then you're talking like maybe a week. So like back to the previous week. If you go more than that, you're probably going to get a message that says, actually I'll show you exactly what it says. So it'll, well, I can't show you. It's on a different computer. But it'll say, feature expired, batch market replay data is expired, total download bandwidth has been exhausted. Visit market replay to purchase. Okay? So, you can download a week of data, shouldn't have any issue at all. Could probably maybe even do 2 weeks of data or more. You might be able to do it again a few days later. But if you want to download all the data you want, let's go back, 125 days. We'll go back 4 months, okay? So I'm going to go in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to say download and append all existing data, or you can say download and replace data if you want to. And then we're going to hit download. Notice how I don't have ads and all that stuff and everything that you have on the free version. So again, only 5 days, only a week back, okay, if using the free one. But again, I have that big zip file down where you can go down and test and upload data, okay? So while that's happening, I'm going to pause the video. You can pause on your side, and then we'll come on back. Okay, so I downloaded, a lot of files. So it says, hey, 128 days downloaded, so I can click OK on that. Now that it's done downloading the batch replay for me, and I can close that out. Now I can go over here and I can open my workspace, replay, which should have the 125-day chart data. So reminder, if you haven't done it, so 10 ticks, 125 days, sniper template. Click OK. Okay, now once that is loaded up, I'm going to go over here and go to File. Then go to Connect, but I'm going to connect to Market Replay Connection. So I've got to give that a second to do its thing and load up the data. Okay. All right, once it's loaded up, I can actually choose in time where I want to go and where I want to start. So let's just say, now if you only downloaded a week, you're only going to be able to go like a week back, right? But let's just say I'm starting on October 7th. So it'll take a second for it to get there. And by the way, I'm waiting on the version 9 expected volume to load, okay? Then once it's loaded up, I can hit play. And I can even get more specific and go in here. And I can say go to a certain time of day. Like if I say I want to start this thing at 30 in the morning. I just right clicked on that, and what it'll do is it'll jump to 9:30 in the morning. It takes a second, it'll go to pause. It'll get me right there at 9:30. And what you'll notice is it'll actually start drawing order prints for you. And what you can do is, one, you can go through and you can do this in real time. You can make it go a little faster. Okay, like right there, there's an X box, right, with divergence that we just got a trade on. That was a beautiful trade right there, right on the open. So even though we don't usually trade on the open, there's another X box, so that with a trapped order in it, trade worked out very well, went right back down. So you can look at that. And you can use this just to spot stuff, sort of in a little bit faster time frame. So, can you spot it? So remember, like, identify the target, identify, the setup. So, okay, the reversal bar happens to happen. Okay, there's a star 7 with a ZOI. Okay, not a reversal bar, so not a trade, right? So you can literally do this, like, as much as you want. You can also set it to go, like, super fast forward if you want to. And what it'll do is it'll just draw all the OP data for you. And then you can go back and you can look at the OP data, at the setups, and you can actually just identify them one at a time. So I'm just like letting this thing run right now. And it'll take a while. Like, it literally, for a couple weeks or for a couple months, it can literally take like 30 minutes or an hour or longer to get all the way through it. So you can set this on and turn it on and go back and look at it and check that out. But you can see it's really cool. There's a star X or an Xbox trapped order Reversal bar went in, pulled back up, came on back down. I mean, like, how fast do you want to go? But, you know, if you just want to do it and then after it's done playing all the data, you can scroll back and you can look at a bunch of data. And this is really useful, not only for, you know, getting like, you know, weeks, months of experience in a couple hours, but it's also useful if you want to check out other bar sizes or markets. Like maybe you want to run oil on 6 tick, 8 tick, 10 tick. Maybe you want to check out something like, you know, gold, or you want to look at like 6B, something of that sort. Then you can go through and you can do market replay to find out, hey, does this work on this market and on this bar size? We know in Q that's our specialty, but some of you have a real passion for other markets, and this would be a way for you to go in and test out those other markets and see how they work. So let's just say we put it on pause for a second, and I want to scroll back here. Then it'll wipe out the data. Just kidding. But we get back to where we have data, and then what you can do is you can literally go like one bar forward at a time just by hitting your keyboard, or you can just click. So let's go right here. See, and I can go, okay, what would I do? What would I do? You know, and I'm watching, I'm waiting for a setup. There we go. Okay, we got a star with, you know, if we go back one, we got a star with a, not a star, we got an Xbox with a trapped order, okay, coming off of an NQ wall. And there we go, profitable trade. And so you don't have to do the replay. You could literally let it go through replay, build all the OP data up, and then just go one bar at a time and test yourself on learning. Like, hey, is this, is this that? Help you out on OD, help you out on divergence, helps put the whole thing together. So make sure that, again, to review some steps, to do this, before you ever start market replay, you want to clear your cache, okay? And then you want to load the chart with 125 days of data. Then you want to connect to live feed with just the charts that you want for market replay, okay? Then disconnect from your live feed, and then download the replay data. And then if you're wanting to do other replay data besides what we give you in the batch download file, and you know, connect to market replay there, download that, and then go grab all the data you want. If you want to buy it, if you want to upgrade, awesome. Don't make anything. It's just somebody I know, and I send business his way as a favor for appreciating what he did for Apex. So anyways, I hope y'all learned from this. I hope you can really see the value and the benefit from doing market replay, and you can jump around time, all that stuff, but hopefully this saves you a bunch of steps along the way. Okay? All right, y'all have a great day. Thank you. This is Daryl Martin from ApexInvesting.com.